Welcome back to season 2 of the Engine Braking Podcast. We've made it to unlucky episode 13. My name is Blake, aka Brake, and this is Walter White, aka Engine Mode 11. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you would understand exactly what I'm talking about. How we doing, man?
Good. I was too tight to pay for a haircut, so I had a cigarette and shaved my head in the garden at the same time.
That sounds good.
Now my family disowned me.
That's good. Well, at least you didn't shave your beard again. That's done a little bit of work.
Not happening.
That's done a bit of work. That's coming back nicely, man.
Yeah. We got some good growth going.
Maybe by the time I turn 38 next year, I'll be able to grow a beard properly. What do you think?
We'll see.
Okay. Well, we kind of bailed out on our final Christmas episode because life came at us pretty quick. You were unwell.
So I got the weird thing that was going around about Christmas time in the UK, which was like COVID, but not COVID.
Cool.
But I'm almost certain it was COVID.
Yeah.
So everyone in the house got it, and we still got some tests, so I tested everyone in the house, and it was all negative, but it's a conspiracy, I tell you. And then when I felt well, you decided to go home to Texas and catch COVID for the fans.
So I caught COVID, gave it to my parents, and spent the entire Christmas break at my parents' house, in the house, and until I tested negative. And then I got like 1 or 2 days after testing negative. I was there for a while. And then I got to go home and finally see my brother and his wife again. So the old Texas flu, that's the one. But you know what? We got through 12 episodes last season. We started quite late in the year. And this is episode 13. We're starting Engine Braking Podcast Season 2, and we are going to be the most fraudulent, most terrible Formula One podcast on the internet, brought to you by 2 former Formula One engineers. And we're so far away from the sport now, we're completely clueless, and nobody should bet on anything we say, but there's no other podcasts out there anyway. Everybody else is just winging it, so are we. And we're going to have a great time this season.
We were shit when we were employed by Red Bull, so... What difference does it make?
We're out in the wide world of fraudulence now. So that's it. What else we got on the intro? We had a couple of pretty sad things happen over the break. And I remember waking up one morning to the news of Ken Block passing, and that was pretty terrible. So
that was wild. Was.
And I was just that weekend before that. I was just watching. I was going through all the Gymkhana and the Hoonigan stuff, and I was thinking, what a freaking awesome dude.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, what? I think it just goes to show you life's short and it comes at you fast, man. Make the most of it.
I think anyone that's probably around our age that stuck a loud baked bean can exhaust on their car was somehow inspired in some way or fashion by Ken Block. So
absolutely.
Big up, Ken.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yourself up. Yeah.
But
so there we go.
But I thought, I thought that needed a little bit of a mention.
Yeah.
But let's get into the news. Let's get into the news. What do we got? This one's funny. Ferrari are already banned. What happened, dude? Let's catch this.
This I think went a little bit under the radar. I'll preface this by saying I've not seen this in any major publications, so we'll go with a little bit grain of salt on this one.
Okay, so with fully fraudulent, this could be completely bullshit.
This could be fully fraudulent news, but there was a engine regulations meeting in December, and it had Audi and all the regular players there, but Ferrari were banned from going to it because they had not signed up to the 2026 rule cycle because they're still crying about Red Bull powertrains being treated as a new supplier, having had access to Honda's intellectual property. So, weird.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Hilarious.
But
hilarious. If anyone's gonna get banned from an engine meeting, having it be Ferrari is frankly hilarious.
We've got to see if that's true, because that completely would not surprise me at all. But I mean, they got away with the fuel flow meter. Come on, they're like, wait, you guys are gonna start building your own engines? It's not like they're anyway.
Yeah,
that's pure shithousery. I love it.
Yeah, that did make me chuckle.
That's pretty good. So we've had over the last season, there was, at the end of 2021, everything hit the fan, right? It was bad. It was bad. It was fraudulent. And then MBS confirms there is a process underway for new race directors in Formula One. After this season, we thought we were going to get a better set of race direction by having multiple race directors, but it was kind of crap. It was inconsistent. It was not clear. And then even Mr. MBS tried to throw the teams under the bus at the FIA prize giving when he was interviewing.
Jesus.
How many tequilas has he had? I think Checo sent him a bottle of tequila for Christmas as well.
Yeah. He was very merry.
So what's the deal with that? What's the deal with that?
Oh, right.
I mean, what do we got? Like,
this is serious because I'm clearing my throat.
Okay, all right, go on, pick it up.
So we had obviously our Lord and Savior Michael Massey,
R.I.P. homie,
in 2021. Yep,
doing God's work out there.
Yeah, he was doing all he could to make sure we earned our bonus. He then got the boot or left, whatever. And then we were given 2 race directors for 2022.
So that's 100% increase in race direction.
Yeah, it was determined that, hey, you need 2 people. So they were like, okay, great. So we got 2 people. And they were, who was it? It was, is it Niels Wittich? And I've forgotten the other guy already. But yeah, anyway, so Wittich got booted out after the Japanese Grand Prix because of that whole Pierre Gasly and the safety tractor thing.
Oh yeah, where they didn't tell anybody that there were a whole load of heavy machinery slowly moving on the track through zero visibility. Gasman's out there on a red flag and he hoons it past them as well. And instead of acknowledging that they fucked up, they tried to throw Gasly under the radar and be like, no, it was Gasly's fault. Gasly's driving. Yeah, Gasly probably shouldn't have been doing that. But anyway.
Yeah, and then at the US Grand Prix, the Wittich got basically told off because he was the one apparently that told Haas that they could protest Alpine even though the 30-minute deadline had come and gone.
Well, you got to know the rules, right? Is there something about race directors not knowing the rules?
Yep. So that meant that Fernando being hit with a 30-second penalty, Alpine contested it. They won the contest, basically.
What a joke.
So we went from 1 to 2, back to 1 mid-season. And now MBS is saying, we're going to go for 2 race directors again. Good. And he's said in his statement that no one is safe in their current position. So we might have 2 completely new directors.
Wow. Well, is he safe in his position? He's got some. Which brings us nicely into our next one. Is MBS even safe? Because this dude's on one, I think. But
well, I'm not sure what we're allowed to say and what we're not allowed to say because the FIA have now also banned drivers from making political statements without permission.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if podcasts come under that. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're gonna send it. So please, Mr. FIA, can I talk about human rights issues? Environmental issues? No, it might offend some of the people paying our paychecks. And all the money that's going into my pocket, not into the teams. We got this cost cap, so I can get even more money in my pocket. That's the game plan. It sounds like. Yeah,
but I completely didn't realize this, but they've made this rule change in the International Sporting Code, and they're the rules that govern every single series run by the FIA. So this isn't just an F1 thing.
No, okay.
This is anything that's got an FIA tag on it. You can't do anything that they're not happy with.
Wow. So yeah. So but I mean, let's put that in context. The only 2 people that I'm familiar with hearing making statements on topics that they believe strongly in is Lewis and Seb. Seb has retired at the end of the year.
One of the major ones was Lewis wearing that T-shirt saying "arrest the cops" or whatever. I can't remember. Yeah. Was that in 2021?
Yeah, I believe so. But yeah.
And then Vettel got in trouble for the helmet at the Canadian Grand Prix about the tar sands or something.
Yeah.
So,
but even MBS that was an MBS quote, wasn't it? Where he was like, drivers need to drive and just do their thing. We've got Sebastian on his rainbow bicycle and stuff like that. And it's like,
yeah,
dude, You're so out of touch, with the world around you. But all that's going to happen is probably they pissed off some, I don't know, some energy people in Canada. They pissed off some, I don't know, funding somewhere else. It's just like, come on, it's
yeah.
You can't separate the two.
Someone with a lot of money felt embarrassed.
Yeah, you can't separate these two. I've got this cat that does not want to go away.
He's all up in that background.
He's all on it tonight. Sterling, say hi, buddy. Say hi. If you're watching on YouTube, you got Sterling the cat flopping around. But
I need to give him some catnip.
We're gonna miss Seb and the sport definitely. Yeah. And is Lewis gonna carry this baton on his own? Because there's not too many other drivers who are particularly inclined to speak up on anything, and they're just kind of like, I want to drive race cars, whereas
I want to go fast.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands or my cat right now, brother.
Yeah. Anyway, but we might get Vettel back. Apparently,
what's the rumors on Seb back?
Helmut Marko has come out and said that if the stars align, they would quite happily take Vettel in like a sort of senior management, what do you call it, mentoring role for the juniors, apparently.
Well, that's interesting because I'm pretty sure that's like Rocky's now the young driver academy dude, isn't he?
And maybe they were quite close,
get the dream team back together, maybe. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, but then this is Marco, isn't it? So
yeah, let's go. Go on,
90% of what he says is yes, anyway.
No, 90% of what he says is 100% correct. He's just like, well, I wasn't supposed to say that yet. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So speaking of, I don't know, drivers moving around, we've got we thought we were going to get a cool silly season, when there's like, teams shaking stuff up. We've got drivers. All the drivers silly season happened mid-season with the Piastri contracts and waiting for Sargent to get a drive and all of that. We actually had a team principal silly season. What do you think about that?
I mean, a heck of a silly season it was as well.
Dude,
I'm very impressed. It was the team principal musical chairs.
But it was like this domino set just got knocked and set in motion, and then everything was happening. And there's a couple of threads to play with here. The biggest one is Bernardo getting sacked by Ferrari. He's been there for a handful of years, and they've had a difficult year, and the political machine behind the scenes is running that. Like, you can't put that on Bernardo. But
Bernardo, let's not forget as well, Bernardo has been Ferrari for an incredibly long time.
There's some pictures of him doing engine development in the fucking 30s, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
It's like you just play Where's Wally and all the old photos of Ferrari, and then there he is.
There's a good old photo of him wearing a Red Bull racing jacket.
Yeah.
From way back when Red Bull had the Ferrari engine.
That's correct. He was one of the engineers on that. That's pretty wacky. That is funny, man. And then they gave that engine to Toro Rosso, and then it was the better engine to have, and they were still running around with the Renault heap of junk in the back, which actually came all right then on those V8 days. Powered those guys to 4 world championships. But so we've got Bernardo. He's off. And
he officially resigned.
Officially.
I don't think anyone here believes that. I think it was I would like to see your letter of resignation on the table in the morning sort of deal.
Yeah, exactly. But in Italian, obviously.
Yeah. So what's that, a horse's head? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It was not his Domio day.
No.
And then...
that leaves us an opening. We've got Bernardo stepping out, and you need a team principal at Ferrari. So who do they pick?
Oh, sorry, I was in mid-drink there. Frederic Vasseur, Mr. Sauber.
Yeah.
So I think even before Bernardo was officially resigned, I think there was rumours that they were going to get rid of him and put Fred in, weren't there?
Yeah.
So
that was on the Twitter.
That was one of the sort of paddock rumours. So that all came true, basically. I was curious.
Vasseur was booted out of Renault by Cyril, wasn't he?
After only a year.
Yeah. Squirrel Irritable, the old Renault, now Alpine team whatever he was.
They did not see eye to eye, apparently.
No.
I was curious, going back a slight jump there, I was a little bit curious as to where Bernardo was going to end up, because he's an incredibly good engineer. I don't think there's any doubt, with that. But it turns out, we found out recently that apparently Ferrari have paid him off for an entire year for gardening leave to prevent him from joining rivals. So
yeah, so what probably happened in that case is a lot of these people have probably 3 to 5 year contracts, and maybe he was coming towards the end of one of his contracts and he's got another year left, and they said, right, you're not going anywhere, mate, and we'll pay you, but you can't go anywhere else. Sign me up for that. I'll go back and work for Ferrari for a year if I can get a year paid to do nothing. Consider on do this podcast, man. Let's go.
Woo. Which is kind of similar to like the fun and games. Oh, sorry, I'm just adjusting my chair. The fun and games that we had with Aston Martin and Dan Fallows, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So Dan Fallows left a year or two ago, left Red Bull. Then he was put on a long gardening leave, blah, blah, blah. GG's, man. Take the bag.
Yeah, Red Bull weren't happy. It wasn't long enough or something. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So but look, Bernardo is going to get paid to sit around and make pasta for a year.
Love that, mate.
Good luck to him.
Love that. But like, I can honestly think if I was an engineer still and I was being paid to not do anything, I didn't have another plan and I wasn't seeing it going that way, I'd be super, super bummed out to be sat twiddling my thumbs for a whole year. Or my garden would be immaculate. One or the other.
Yeah.
So, right. We've got Bernardo resigning, forced to leave, whatever. Vasseur taking over at Ferrari as he left Alfa Romeo Sauber.
How confident are you in Fred?
I've heard so many people leaning and it's like, oh yeah, he'll do a great job. Dude, come on. Who the fuck actually knows what team principals do half the time? Like, not as a thing, but like, how do you judge a good one?
Yeah,
I have no idea. Like,
how do you judge if someone's going to be good at Ferrari as well? Let's be honest.
Exactly. Well, that's an easy one. Your lifespan there is like 4 years tops, and then you're going to get guillotined or whatever they do, head in the bed kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. I hear a lot of people like, oh yeah, he'll do a really good job, but like, based on what? I don't know. I'm not even going to remotely try to lean in to be like, oh yeah, my boy Fred's going to smash it. I hope he does a great job. I'd love to see Ferrari competing again, and they're not going to compete without strong leadership, but
yeah, I'm that's maybe not quite such a hot take, and we'll go into more of these later, but I can't see Ferrari winning next year. I think they're going to be in very much a transition period. Recovery mode. This year. Sorry, yeah, this year. Christ.
This year.
Didn't half go quick, didn't it?
Yeah, this year. It's our year, man. Come on.
It's our year. Hell yeah, baby.
So,
has your favorite podcast recently exploded? Well, don't worry, we're here for you.
Let's go. But anyway, so Jost Capito leaves Williams. Ooh.
Yeah, that one. I think that was like the surprise one.
Yeah, that was weird.
Coming.
So to kind of get through the team principal silly season, is Williams, have they filled that post yet? Because not only have they lost Capito and it sounded like he was on his way out, like into retirement, then he's like, I'll stick around, but also their technical director FX de Maison left as well, so I don't know what the deal is there, but basically Williams are sitting there having not, as far as I'm aware, not announced a team principal or technical director. So what the actual heck is going on there? And that's a weird one.
As of recording the 11th of January, no, they don't have a TP or a technical director. I understand that De Maison or De Mazion, whatever, got the boot because he was partially blamed for the poor performance of this year's car, which upset who is it owns Williams now? I've forgotten the name of the Orleton Capital. That's the one.
Okay.
Apparently someone up there got upset, and Jost Capito was going into retirement anyway. He came out of his planned retirement to take over at Williams, but this one's a bit more rumory that Orleton also don't really get on well with Jost and sort of partially blamed him for the Mason's failure as well. So
great. Yeah, there's a bunch of dudes throwing mud. Screw them.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have like corporate conglomerates taking over teams, isn't it? It gets a bit weird.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, basically we don't have a team principal or a technical director at Williams.
That's
I've
and,
not even seen any names or suggestions for them.
and that's going to make it super hard because they're already like at the back of the field, right? So how do you, without structure and direction, because very much a lot of time there's a bunch of like people going all their own directions, and if you don't have a leadership structure like that, you just kind of like, right, well, we're thinking this, and there's not anybody that owns that direction of that. So it sounds like that'll probably be something appointed by a board, and that board, might they not know anything about like who's the right one? It's like, hey, this dude's shouting pretty loud, he looks competent, let's go with him. It's like, you just picked the team idiot, congratulations. Everybody hates him. So
yeah, who do you want to see now? I see a lot of people in chat and on Twitter saying that they want to see Susie Wolf go in there, because she didn't do too bad in Formula E.
Yeah,
when she was
but it's another one of those things. It's like, that would be awesome, but I just don't know, how do you judge a good team principal? I have no
and I
clue.
don't, it's not going to be Susie, because I think she said the reason she missed out, or sorry, the reason she left her role in Formula E is because she says she wants to spend more time with her family.
Yeah.
And jumping into a TP role in a Formula One team will not give you that family time.
Yeah, and then the team principal's boxing match, you could have Susie and Toto as well.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So no, I mean, hey, it could be us. We're still in. I mean, they've not said no officially to me and you doing it.
I'd honestly, no. Like the thing I hate the most about Formula One is politics, and a team principal is chief politician of the team.
Yeah. Let's bring back Nico Rosberg.
Okay.
Nico Rosberg and Pastor Maldonado.
Hey, Pastor, 2012 Spanish Grand Prix champion of that single race.
Also, driver number 13.
Oh,
to go with our 13th episode.
Bold. All right, Pastor Maldonado is going to be the new team principal of Williams. GG's.
Yep.
So,
next.
We've got one last piece of this puzzle, and that piece isn't fully set. We don't know what's happening with Williams. So, it seems like Andreas Seidel, the team principal, the technical team principal of McLaren, is off to Audi Sauber. So Audi's coming in. They're gobbling up, partnering up with the Sauber, currently Alfa Romeo. I know it's a lot going on, but let's just call them Sauber, because they're always Sauber underneath. They've just been rebranded as Alfa Romeo this year. Excuse me.
Yep.
So Andreas Seidel sounds like was sniffing around. And he was part of BMW DTM, Porsche LMP1, and then that's back in 2012, 2013. Then he's been with McLaren F1 since 2019. Looks like he was on his way to talking with Audi and Sauber for 2026 when the new engine regulations come around. But they're like, why don't you get out of here now? So Seidel is over to Sauber now. And
yes, and like we say, he kind of has that relationship already with the VAG group, doesn't he, through his Porsche LMP1? So
yeah, exactly. So I mean, he's kind of in that, and he seems like, but like Seidel has seemed like everybody that I've ever talked to that's worked with Seidel has nothing but great things to say about them. And it's like one of those things, like, when somebody's kind of good and you mention their name and people are volunteering compliments. Yeah, people don't do that for people that are mid. Or people they don't like. They're gonna be like, oh, if you think this guy's a dick or not good at his job, you're like, oh, that guy, cool. So that's a cool one, and that's going to be a huge loss for McLaren, as they are right on the edge of trying to break into the top three.
On the edge of glory. That's a Lady Gaga song, I think. There you go.
Nice.
But you didn't expect that trivia from me, did you?
No, but he might come in like a wrecking ball.
No, that's Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, it's a different one. Okay, good. Well done, Miley Cyrus fan.
Are we just going through our sort of LGBTQ heroes, songwriters or whatever?
Nah, I don't know. But wrecking ball.
Of Elton John on.
I love Elton John. But
so there was also, sorry, I went complete tangent there. That's why you listen to us. That is why you listen to us. Oh, fuck, I've completely forgotten what I was going to say myself now. Oh, right, yeah. So Audi apparently were before this Sauber deal, they were sniffing around McLaren, weren't they?
Yeah.
Trying to buy it. I wonder if it was a case of,
Ooh.
Andreas, we're going to go buy Sauber. Come with us.
And he's like, okay, that's the only time we can talk is in the McLaren factory, and you guys are looking at buying us. We can't have a phone call or anything.
Yeah, we'll come in and pretend we're going to buy McLaren just so we can have a chat.
Slip the napkin at the little coffee bar downstairs.
Yeah,
That's some insider knowledge. I know where the coffee bar is. There's like that beautiful glass window that looks like something out of Minority Report. But down below in one of those pits at the lower area, there's a little cappuccino bar that none of the people that work there ever go to because it's too damn expensive. This knowledge is correct as of 2012, which was the last time I was in that facility.
And it was also used as a spaceport on Andor recently.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
There you go.
So we've got a void in McLaren. Who's filling that?
Andrea Stella, who has probably the best surname going.
Yep. Yeah.
Staying the life of a true Brexit geezer.
Yeah. So he was Alonso's race engineer 2010 to 2014. Go on, lad.
Yep.
Raikkonen 07 and 08. And then he was performance engineer before that even. So 02 to 08 for Schumacher and Raikkonen. So a bit of a dude.
I mean, yeah, he's
done
got
some
the
stuff.
experience, and he's worked with some pretty speedy people.
So he was race operations at McLaren from 2015, and then in 2018 he was moved up to performance director. So they've taken this guy is, he's a race engineer background, like operationally knows the ins and outs, how the things work, and this is the kind of character I think that usually makes a really, really good performance person because they know what's good, what should work, what's not, and as long as they can lean on their development people in the team that have the expertise in those subsystems and those details a level under, that's pretty good. And now he's up to team principal. So if he's got the personal skills, he's got the management skills, and if he's got the right instincts to lean on the right things and direct that ship, that could be good. But at the same time, Seidel was pretty rad too, I think.
Yeah, McLaren need to make that jump.
Yeah, and they're humming and hawing. Like, to be honest, I think they would have finished fourth this year if it wasn't for Daniel not getting on with that car like he did. But then at the same time, Alonso was really unlucky the whole season as well with reliability, and his teammate wasn't. So, bit of a mixed bag.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. First year of new regulations. We're now going into the second year of these aero regulations with the 18-inch tires. I think we'll see the field collapse a little bit together. But yeah, we'll get into our 2023 predictions in a minute. But I think what I've heard the rumors are is Stella doesn't seem too confident in the performance of this new car, which for the most part, everybody's cars next season will be an evolution of this one. Nobody's rocking up with new stuff. So, maybe somebody will throw some new philosophies out there, but
everything's going to look like an RB18.
Yeah, exactly. I think so.
McLaren's going to look like the orange edition Red Bull can.
Imagine that. So get somebody start cooking up that meme tonight, man. Get it out on the internet. You should
cook it up.
Yeah, mate. Go on, lad. So that's our team principal silly season, and why not? We talk about team principals, but what about whole new teams? There's a lot going on, and there's actually something that you pointed out to me earlier that I wasn't aware about that we'll get to. There's not just one team with their hat in the ring. There's a couple, and some of them are getting a little bit thrown under. Just the noise is from some corners of that ring are a little bit louder. Yeah. So let's dig into
the biggest one. The biggest one is some more of your American friends.
Go on.
The Andretti clan.
Oh, not Nikita Mazepin.
No,
he's American now, by the way.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is he? Oh, I didn't see that.
No, I just made that up.
Oh, right. I was going to say. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. New citizenship.
Yeah. Fucking you do this all the time and you throw me completely off. Andretti. Right. So the big saga going on at the moment is Andretti are basically trying to get into F1. Now, if you need a refresher, I'm going to give you a quick one. So they first tried to buy Sauber last year, but that fell through. So then they announced plans to set up their own F1 team. And at the time, there was a lot of concern, like, we're not really convinced that this project is solid enough.
They said we don't think it's serious enough, and it's like you've got Andretti is American for racing, brother. You know what I'm saying, man? Hell yeah!
It's a big name in America.
Oh hell yeah, brother.
And basically, Andretti was effectively told to F off and come back when you've got a car manufacturer to support your bid, and we'll look at it again.
Yeah. So what did they do? Tell me what they did.
Well, they rock up with the American icon General Motors, formerly the world's biggest car company. I don't know where they must be. I mean, they're still one of the largest. And basically, they came out last week and said, "Yeah, fuck it, Cadillac and Andretti F1, let's go.
We got a couple car brands under our belt, brother. How about you feel about them Cadillacs?" And they were like, "Oh hell yeah, brother!"
Nothing says to me F1 performance like a Cadillac Escalade.
But like, to be fair, all right, to be fair, here's a little anecdote on the side.
Yeah, I've upset all the American
listen here, you son of a
fans now, because
I went home and my old man has purchased a Cadillac CT5 Blackwing. It's the last Cadillac that will have a manual transmission with 680 horsepower, brother. And I tell you what, there ain't nothing legal you can do with 680 horsepower. Damn, brother. Getting wheel spin in fourth gear on the highway, I said, God damn.
Was you firing a revolver out the window into the air at the same time?
No, it was not. That would be irresponsible. But
while cooking a steak in the back seat.
Yeah, but like, to be fair, you've got Cadillac is now in Le Mans. That car, oh my god, have you seen the video?
It does.
The video of the electric pit lane start, and then it roars like a fucking demon out of hell. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But
does look good. But to the more, how do I say it? Less knowledgeable, zero wheel knowledge people. You think of Cadillac, you think of, like I say, Escalades. Yeah,
but then you've got Cadillac have been in GT and Pirelli World Challenge for ages. Those are some really cool cars. One of my very good friends was actually a race engineer in that series for a number of years with Pratt and Miller. So there's some racing pedigree on there. And yes, they do have the Escalade, but yes, they do have the CTS and all the other spicy cars. Excuse me.
And anyway, again, that's a tangent. I just wanted to get some Cadillac slander in there.
That's fine. That's fine. But before we get onto the tangent, I think we need to maybe have a little word from our partners as we're nearing the middle of this episode.
Ooh, smooth. Hello, me again. Just interrupt your podcast episode. Listen, we've been banging on about NordVPN for a while on the show, and it's finally happened. They've reached out to us and are offering an exclusive deal to our listeners. If you are fed up with not being able to access F1 TV Pro due to geographical restrictions, then this is what you need. With NordVPN, you can switch your virtual location to a country that enables the full feature set of F1 TV Pro. It's how me and Blake do it, and we've been happy customers of NordVPN for years.
But Dan, I've heard VPNs are great for online protection, but they slow down your internet speed.
Come on now, it's 2022. I can stream a multitude of F1 TV HD feeds while hosting a watch-along on Twitch with no issues. Furthermore, NordVPN prevents my internet service provider from bandwidth throttling, so I can actually use my internet connection at the speeds I pay for. They have an app for smartphones that's easy to install and use, plus it's only the price of a cup of coffee every month. So to get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan and 4 months for free, visit nordvpn.com/engine. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. So give it a try, and if you like it, great. If you don't, you can call us frauds on Twitter. Simple. Now back to the episode. Boom. Seamless.
Thanks, Nord. But yeah, that was awesome. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get back into the season and do F1 MultiViewer. Oh my God, what an amazing thing. And that's not an ad. That's just something like...
that's genuine.
Such a badass tool. Like, watch the stream with all the telemetry and everything else. F1 MultiViewer. And then F1 TV, and see all the stuff and do these race watch-alongs with you guys on Twitch TV. So twitch.tv/Brrrake with 3 R's. We're gonna get you on a watch-along as well one day, bro.
You did not pay for that sponsored ad there, I'm afraid.
This is my podcast. Get wrecked.
Now.
Get
Here
wrecked,
we go.
bot. Get wrecked.
1v1 me on Monaco.
Yeah, okay.
F1 2023.
We're gonna have to do some F1 2023 content when the game comes out for the bands, because
we'll goof around with that.
I'm absolutely trash at the game.
Same.
Good. All right. So
yeah, sorry, we were banging on about Andretti and Cadillac.
FIA and told them go get a manufacturer, and they rock up with Cadillac, but they kind of like backtracked and two-stepped them. You know what I'm saying? What happened there?
Yeah, well, so the FIA, because I think this is another one of these things where people don't fully understand. So the FIA obviously look after all rules and regulations, things like that. But there's also another company called FOM that actually look after Formula One as a
Commercial entity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the rights holders,
Formula One management,
rights holders, fees, prize monies, money laundering. Wait, no.
Yeah, that's all FOM. Yeah,
blood oil money.
The FIA side, and again our friend MBS, they sounded pretty convinced. They were hyping it up. It was all good. But in the background, it seems like FOM and the teams were a little bit like, we're still not fully sort of sure about this.
Yeah.
And then MBS put out a statement on Twitter through his personal Twitter, which I thought was a bit odd, saying it is surprising there's been some adverse reaction to the Cadillac and Andretti global news. We should be encouraging prospective entries from global manufacturers like GM and thoroughbred racers like Andretti and others. So yeah, there's two things weird about that.
Can I stop you right there?
Yeah.
MBS's personal email or Twitter, right? I followed the FIA.
Oh God, I know what's coming.
I follow the FIA Twitter, right? And they send me a DM from a bot on the FIA Twitter for me to go. It's like, oh, hey, this is Mr. MBS. You should follow me on my Twitter for more great content. I'm like, dude, I'm not following you. I'm actually muting you. So yeah, that's a great way to get muted on Twitter, is to follow the FIA and then just go mute MBS.
Yeah.
Just out of don't spam me. FIA, don't spam me. But anyway, I had to jump in with that ground my gears, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So there was two odd things about. Oh, blimey, that monster's repeating on me. Other energy drinks are available. The two weird things about that statement were, obviously it was from his personal account rather than the FIA account.
Yeah.
And there hadn't actually been any adverse reaction, at least not publicly. So, I mean, I'm assuming he's addressing FOM and the teams in the background. That's probably occurring. So the big issue with the teams and whatnot is, of course, money. And I think this is bookmark this, because this is probably going to be the only time that an ex-Red Bull employee defends Toto Wolff. But I think Toto Wolff's unnecessarily getting a lot of the flack for this, because I think maybe he's been the one that sort of publicly stuck his head out and said we're going to lose money. But all the teams are thinking that.
Yeah.
So, and what it comes around to is
why will people lose money? Explain that for everybody, because that's an important point. Why people lose money?
Yeah, so there's a pot of money, right? The commercial rights, things like that, TV deals, whatever. The more teams, the more you got to split that money up.
Yeah. So
their argument at the moment, or what we believe, is they're all sitting there saying, well, what value does this Andretti, what value is it going to add to F1? Which I think is a pretty weak argument given the expansive growth in the American market. I think, why the hell would you not want another American team?
Yeah, you got
3 races.
Yeah, you got the all-American team. You had Haas last year with the Russian flag on it. You don't get more American than that, do you, brother?
I mean, the colors were right, just not the design.
Yeah, but I think that's interesting, because it's like there's a good question in the chat. Is it seems like they're like halfway gatekeeping it. Then you have F1, Liberty Media driving this thing. We've got 3 Grand Prix in the U.S. The U.S. is a vast market. F1 is exploding in the U.S. as a result of Drive to Survive and many other factors, including, it's definitely helped propel that into the household name for a lot of people. Everybody's talking about it. And then the FIA are like treating Andretti like, I don't know, the FOM or in the teams, and Andretti's just like, this is weird. Is this some like weird gatekeeping, or is there something else? Does somebody have some pictures of somebody doing something they shouldn't?
Well, funny you should say that.
Oh.
So at Miami in last year, we all remember Miami, don't we? Yes. Yeah. Andretti turned up and he went around all the team principals asking them to sign the document saying that they agreed and supported his sort of bid into F1.
I've not heard this.
Apparently that really pissed off Stefano Domenicali. who basically said to Andretti, "That's not how you do things, and you can't bully people into supporting your bid." So I think there's a little bit of tension there already.
Well, it's like, hey, it's like let's put this out in the open, because it seems like you've got MBS doing personal tweets from his Twitter because he's talking to team principals and the FOM and FIA and all this other stuff, and then you've got Mario going around with a document saying, "Brother, do you support me? I'm once again asking you to support me.
Can I count on your support?"
Yeah, exactly. But it's so weird, dude. That's so weird. So Domenicali's pissed off at him. Okay.
Yeah. And now the teams are pissed off because I think they've realized that GM aren't realistically going to just pop out a power unit anytime soon. So it's probably going to be a rebadging exercise of a Renault engine. Which
RIP.
you can do, which you can do for 10% of the cost of actually developing your own.
Yep. And that's because
a lot of the teams,
there's a price that, like, so if somebody says we'd like a power unit, Renault are only supplying their team, and there's a price tag on those engines, like we'd like a team please, or we'd like an engine please, and we'll brand this French asthmatic donkey with the wreath of the Cadillac on it.
Yeah.
What a disgrace. Yeah. What an absolute disgrace.
Whereas Ferrari, Mercedes and all that, they're pouring like hundreds of millions per year into their own PUs. I think they're a bit upset that GM can just walk in, pay 10 million or whatever it is to Renault and basically badge it as a GM unit and reap possibly, I mean, they're not going to fucking win, let's be real, but possibly reap the rewards of that.
Yeah.
Where only 10% of
what are they worried about? A new team coming in, how long is it going to take them to figure it out?
Yeah.
It's going to take them a damn long time, unless...
Now, smart people out there will realize that, well, how comes Alfa Romeo are allowed to advertise Alfa Romeo on a Ferrari power unit? That is because they are part of the same company.
Ooh, okay. Ferrari.
So GM and Renault obviously got no relation
yet.
Yeah. Maybe GM will just fucking buy Renault and say, "Now what are you going to do?"
Yeah, but even further to that point, you've got Red Bull Powertrains. That's not coming out of a Red Bull Powertrains factory. That is a Honda. But people are also upset about that.
But Honda are only contracted to build the design.
Yeah. Okay. So Red Bull are now operating it effectively. Yeah. So okay,
they just use Honda to make the machine in and things like that.
Well, that's like Mechachrome making part of the Renault engines effectively.
Yeah. It's like we can go to Cosworth and say, "Build me this engine." It'd be shit, but they'd build it.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you go to Renault and ask them to build you an engine, isn't it?
Whoa. Yeah. True. Monster 2. Dive in a bit more now into the money issue.
There. Sorry. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the cash. The cash is if we draw a line to any of these problems in this sport.
We know this.
No political statements. Draw a line to the money. No new teams in the sport. Draw a line to the money. So let's talk about the money.
Yeah. So the figure going around is that all new teams, right, have to pay 200 million.
Yep.
And this is all been agreed by the teams a few years ago, and it's an anti-dilution fee. So basically, they take that 200 million and they distribute it among the existing teams to offset the drop in income from the prize fund being split between another, an extra team, like I said earlier. Now that 200 million kind of compensates for about just over 2 years of loss of prize money, right?
Yeah.
But now they've turned around the teams and whatever and said, well, actually 200 million is not enough. With the explosive growth of F1, you actually now need to give us closer to 600 to 700 million, representing more like 5 years. It'd be more appropriate. But the teams didn't agree that. They all agreed on 200 million. The contract's part of the Concord agreement. It's not up for renewal. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, like, I get it. But at the same time, here's a great way to free up about $90 million or 90 million pounds. Get rid of Ferrari's long-standing team bonus. It's not like they're doing anything fucking useful with it anyway. No?
Oh my God, I'm choking.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're doing anything with it anyway. Like, we're Ferrari. Give us 90 million or we fucking leave. All right, leave.
Oh, we didn't have many Ferrari fans listening, and we're certainly not going to anymore. So
no, I feel bad for you guys. I do, and I don't want to see it happen.
Going through it.
I don't want to see this happen to you guys either. But why the hell are Ferrari getting 90 million or whatever that figure is? It's a huge figure.
It's a historic payment.
Yeah, it's because you guys have been in it so long. It's like, great, you guys have been awesome. You guys are, you can't think of Formula One without Ferrari. Fine. But you can keep fucking up world championships like that and still get 90 million for doing absolutely nothing, which is more than I think the prize payout for 5th or 6th place is.
It is.
Ferrari get that amount of money just for showing up because they threatened to leave, and probably because half of the FI are Ferrari anyway.
Yeah,
not
someone
half,
in the
but
chat saying Williams get it as well, but
Williams,
they do, but it's nowhere near 90 million.
Williams get a bit. I think McLaren get a bit, and I think also Red Bull might get a bonus for being one of the first teams to sign the new Concorde. There's something like that.
Something weird like that.
Yeah. I will, and I'm not just throwing that out there to bullshit. I will go have a look tonight, and we'll put it on the Engine Breaking Twitter tomorrow after the episode goes out, just to clarify that. Or if there's nothing in it, if you don't see anything on Twitter, assume that I was full of shit. So
no. Everything we say here is 100% fact.
Yeah, but anyway, Ferrari get a huge chunk of cash just for showing up because they threaten to leave all the time. Let them go. Yeah. Let them go. I mean, they did offer so much entertainment last season, and without them fucking it up so often, this would have been a pretty difficult season to watch. So
yeah, maybe the 90 million was because I had everyone watching to see what the strategy team was going to do next.
I wonder what the
audience retention.
Yeah, and that's per year, right?
Yeah.
How much? I wonder how much they paid off for the fuel flow meters. So you guys
fuck it now.
Just keep the 90 mil this year. We got 110 kilos per hour, baby. Oh my god! Right.
Yeah, I love F1. Bring it on.
Bring it on. So what do we got left?
So yeah, sorry, that pretty much sums up the Andretti shenanigans that's going on. It's basically, it sounds like a power struggle between FIA, FOM, and a couple of the teams. Yep. So Andretti just seemed to be, unfortunately, the pawn being used in that chess game, and we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But there's another team. A team that's gone a little bit under the radar.
I've maybe heard this name once years ago.
So I have heard it every now and again, and they are Panthera. I can't even say it right. Panthera Asia F1 team. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
So it's been about 4 years since this initial project was announced, and they have come out in the press and said they've begun working with the FIA on their expression of interest process. They've also said, apparently, they already have an agreement in principle with a PU supplier.
Interesting.
Which I thought was quite bold.
That's quite punchy of them. And so that establishes they're quite far along, and they said, we'd like to give you some cash for one of your engines, please.
Yeah.
Who are they? Who are they? Well, what are they made up of?
We don't know really at the moment. So it's a bunch of people, obviously based in where was it? I forgot where they were now. Obviously Asia, but I can't remember whereabouts they were. I think it may have been Malaysia. Could be wrong.
Okay.
But basically, the biggest concern with them at the minute is money. But they're looking to work with Calvin Lowe, who I believe I may have mentioned on this podcast.
You did mention
previously. That. Yeah, he's a Hong Kong businessman worth more than 1.7 billion.
Is he gonna sponsor our pod?
Let's hope so. Okay. Calvin, we are available.
Cheers, bro.
Now he said he's back in December. He was looking to work with either an existing team or to create an entirely new one in order to get into F1. Yep. So it looks like they're trying to get together and make something happen.
Okay.
Whether it will or not, we're not really sure.
Okay.
There you go.
That is super interesting because like that name I haven't heard of in a while, and they've gone a little bit quiet. And I guess Andretti's making most of the noise, but I really don't think we're going to see a new team in the sport until 2026 with the new engine regulations. Nobody's going to show up for a year to learn the new engines and then swap new engines. I don't see it, but maybe it's crazy. But a couple of people are saying, well, what about Rich Energy? And it's like, well, they were just a title sponsor of a team that came on long after that. And we've had, speaking of sponsors, we had nothing but, how many crypto sponsors do we have left in F1? Because they're all dying by the wayside.
Coal.
Yeah, the crypto coal, all the crypto cash is drying up.
Disappearing. I think the only ones left are the Red Bull with is it Tezos and
Some of the exchanges are still around, but most of the coins are
one of the
disappearing.
big ones was obviously Mercedes and FTX. FTX got themselves in a spot of bother.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, we're losing crypto out of F1 almost as quick as it came in.
Yeah. Goodbye. RIP.
Yep. F's in chat.
Yeah. So that's really like, what do we got? So we've got 2023 predictions coming up, but we've got some new stuff coming for the show this season. We're going to change gears a little bit and talk about the new stuff that we're going to bring to the Engine Breaking podcast. And we need your help. If you're in chat, if you're listening on your commute to work, or you're sitting on the toilet and your legs have fallen asleep because you're scrolling on your phone and you've been there for way too long, you're avoiding work.
Jesus, we're already like 50 minutes into the episode. If you're still on the toilet after starting to listen, then I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's okay. But like, sometimes work sucks that much and we got you.
I mean, yeah, if you're at work, drag it out.
Right. So we're going to have some stuff. We're gonna be we've got a couple new games that we want. We've got our segments. We've got Fraud Watch, which is not going away. Fraud Watch is not going away. Engine Mode Good Boy Award is a.
Oh, who's a good boy?
I am. I'm a good boy.
Yeah, that's not going away. We're keeping that one. But
you wanted definitely.
I had to play that one. I had to play that one. So I think we're gonna start a championship ladder for this season. And we're going to call it the World Destructor Championship. And we're going to need some help framing the rules for that. But George Russell won that last season. We've all voted on that already. The WDC World Destructor Championship, George Russell. So
with that, we're basically going to go with the biggest liability, aren't we, of the season?
Yeah, so I think we'll have a number of points for collisions that somebody's in, whether you're a passenger or whether you caused it, and then bonus points for anything just completely brain dead. I think anything completely brain dead, we'll
penalty points.
Yeah,
penalty points. We'll get them added.
Yeah, so I guess if you crash yourself, and then maybe some points based on the severity of it. Kevin Magnussen gets the front wing end plate multiplier and meatball flag multiplier for last season as well. So that's a new one. Then I think we need help coming up with a points system for that. But I think you guys can help us out with that. That'll be awesome, and that'll be a good way to get you guys involved in the community in this. And maybe we can take votes for the penalties applied for certain things. Mm-hmm. And if you're not involved, we'll put a link for the Engine Breaking Discord. And I think that's going to be another great way. If you're not interacting with us on Twitter and everything else, the Discord's a great spot to be. The next one is Fraud Watch. And I think we're going to, we want to change the way the Fraud Watch works. What are you thinking about that?
We want to flesh it out, don't we? We want to flesh it out. So previously, Fraud Watch has just basically been, who was the fraud of the weekend. But now we're going to expand that, and we're going to put anyone that goes on a fraud watch on like a probation system. Yep. So if they're on fraud watch, then they've got a number of races on probation. And then we're going to probably give ourselves another championship for that as well.
Yeah, I think so. Like the whoever stays on the probation the longest.
Yeah.
So you get points per weekend.
The most days in fraud watch jail.
Ooh, days or races.
Oh yeah, races. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Because what if you get stuck in fraud watch over? Ooh, that could be one. If you get stuck on fraud watch over those summer break, you've got 2-3 weeks of sitting on the fucking probation list, man.
Yeah.
But I think that'll be a cool one. And if you guys have any more great ideas for another game or two, and we still got Engine Mode Good Boy, and I think if you get an Engine Mode Good Boy, maybe that just kind of gives you some bonus points. Yeah, 5 points for Gryffindor on that one.
Jesus.
You're gonna get the sorting hat?
Did you add that reference in for Janita?
No, but yeah, she was at the Harry Potter thing today.
Harry Potter World today, yeah.
No, I rewatch Harry Potter every winter with my girlfriend though. That's an awesome series.
To be fair, I do too, but with the kids. So
yeah.
We're gonna do more watch-alongs. You do watch-alongs already, right?
Yep.
Don't you? Over on your Twitch channel. Give it another shout out.
Yeah. So twitch.tv/BRRRAKE. We're doing racing. We're going to be watching all the races this season. I think most of qualifying and races. And in the off season, I think we might do a little bit of historic race watch alongs over on Twitch. And there's something super cool. that you guys can actually watch the race with me. That's a work in progress. Leave it with me. I'll come back to you. I'm not going to say anything more on that right now. But watch this space.
We can all watch the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix.
Yeah. We're going to rewatch Abu Dhabi 2021. Spoiler alert, that race was fucking boring. I went and watched it the other week just for bants, just to see, is there a good strategy story or anything in it? No, that race was boring as hell.
Yep.
Boring.
The 2011 Canadian Grand Prix holds the record. I'm just explaining why I said that. For the longest F1 race, because it was over 4 hours long because of the red flag periods.
And they made a regulation after that which stipulated the maximum race duration, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jenson Button won the race with 6 pit stops or something ridiculous like that.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
love that.
Fun times.
Yeah, we'll sit through the entire red flag on the stream and just talk about it. We can do whatever the commentators do and just react to water puddles and the sweepers going around.
Stat pad those Twitch stats.
So I think that's some cool stuff coming from the podcast. And if you guys have been around for the first 12 episodes in the first season in 2022 with us, we're glad to have you. But 2023 is here. We've got some new cars coming out.
Yeah.
We've got launch dates. We've got launch dates for the 2023 season. We've got everybody. Mercedes, Red Bull, Alfa Romeo, and Haas have not announced them. It looks like Williams is first on the 6th. Right now, Alpine is the final one on the 16th. Aston and McLaren are both on the 13th.
Yeah.
What are you doing for Valentine's Day, man?
For Valentine's Day on the 14th of February, I'm going to be watching the Ferrari launch.
Oh, okay. What does your wife think about that?
I don't know. She's listening, so I'm sure she'll message me and let me know.
She's like, that's Valentine's Day, you rat.
Funnily enough, she just messaged me saying, well, historic races was my idea and you didn't like it, and now look. So, there you go.
You know what? You didn't like it, but I listened, even though I didn't see the text message from your wife, and it's happening. It's happening. You know, and you're actually you're out of. I'm gonna watch the historic races on the stream with your wife, and she'll join us as well.
Maybe we could get Dan's wife as like a sort of feature.
She'd love that. But
she would.
Let's get the whole point that you guys come to this podcast is for the shithousery and the fraudulence. So I think it's time to get into our 2023 predictions based on nothing but the end of 2022 and pure vibes. Anybody that says anything else is full of shit, and they can't be more full of shit than us. So,
so I've not thought about this at all.
Good. Well,
right,
it's
so
going to be
raw. Yeah, raw and straight out.
Yeah.
So winning Mercedes. I'm doing it.
All right, I'll see you later.
I said it.
Okay. All right, clip this. Like, I'm clipping this right now. Dan, okay. Dan's 2023 World Constructors Championship is Merc. Merc gonna pull it back out.
Yep, I think so.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Red Bull.
Yep, because you still need to talk to them about making some content for them.
Yeah, exactly. No, but like I genuinely think we'll talk about Ferrari next, but we're talking about Red Bull and Mercedes. I think Mercedes are still going to struggle to close that performance gap that they had at the end of the season. They've also, it seems like in one of the media outlets, they're sticking with the no pods apparently, which is interesting. And there's a whole lot of other things going on. It's not just the no pods. Why that car had a lot of technical difficulties. Do we know all of them? No. Can we speculate? Yes. Can I speculate?
Yeah, sure.
Can I speculate? Yes, I can. But yeah. I'm not sure Mercedes is going to close that. Are they going to be closer this season? They have to be. There's no way Mercedes are not going to start closing that gap at an even faster rate. But I mean, to be honest, the no pods was a disadvantage locked in for years, and they'll finally maybe catch up with that.
Yeah, you don't need a wind tunnel to see that.
No, this is actually a really shit podcast. If anybody,
I've gone for Mercedes, right? Because I think off the bat, Red Bull are going to be quick, right? Because the wind tunnel penalty and CFD penalty isn't going to affect them. Right, the 2023 car is done. The launch car is done. Right. I think as we go through the season, Mercedes are going to outdevelop them, and we're going to end up with another last race scenario.
Yeah.
I don't think Ferrari have got the dog in them I think they're going to go through a rebuild year. I think they're going to be too busy beefing McLaren and Alpine to worry about the front.
I don't see Ferrari back until 2026.
I think Williams will be at the bottom.
Yep.
I don't think that's too spicy.
No, it's not. That's not particularly a hot take for Wednesday. Are you stealing WTF1 segments again, Dan?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
You've done it again. You've completely thrown me off what I was talking about now.
Sorry.
Give me give me a real spicy take. Do you want to know what my spicy take is?
Go on.
Or spicy prediction?
Go on.
Alonso's going to win a race. He's going to shithouse a victory.
To be fair, Vettel almost did in Baku, wasn't it? A while back.
It's going to be like a Spa situation,
Yeah.
where George Russell just went and did one lap and finished second.
Yeah. Is George Russell's going to do a Valtteri Bottas Hungary and take out the leaders?
Yeah, and Alonso's just going to be like, haha, karma, and drive off like he normally does.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll launch it off
Dark
another
Lord.
car again.
Oh yeah, he get into the trajectory for getting into lower orbit, and then land it back on the track in that tank. But it'll be in the Aston tank, not the Alpine tank. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what I'm thinking. I think it's going to be Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari. I think that McLaren will beat Alpine. I think I think Aston will move up. Haas, Sauber, whatever. Toro Rosso need to improve. If Toro Rosso is sitting back in P9 again, that's bad. That's bad. And we'll get into that in a second. Williams, I don't see them coming off the back of the grid with the technical shakeup that they've had. And Alex, I think Alex is doing a good job. Here's my hot take. I'm just throwing it out there. I think Russell will beat Lewis in the Drivers' Championship.
Ooh.
And I don't think we're going to have any. Well, there's always going to be excuses, but I think Russell's been pretty decent, man. I know he's been lucky. I agree, he's been lucky, but a lot of people are lucky all the time. I think that Russell's actually pretty good, and I think it depends on Lewis's motivation level this year, how they're going to do in testing, how they do in the first race. If Lewis doesn't think they're going to do it, I don't think he's going to burn himself out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to spend, with same machinery at Rosberg. He dug deep for that championship.
Yep, and it ruined him.
Yeah, exactly. I think Lewis is smart. Lewis is much smarter than that. Lewis is like, if I don't think I'm going to do it, I'm not going to fucking burn the candle all the way. I'll save some. He knows what he's doing.
I don't know what Lewis's contract situation is, but if another spicy take is, if Lewis doesn't win his 8th this year, I think he just retires.
Yeah, but it's I don't want to see him leave either.
No,
because there's only a handful of top caliber drivers right now.
No, so you know what's going to happen? Hear me out.
Go on.
Lawrence Stroll is going to sack Alonso, even though he wins the race this season.
All right, mid-season, he's going to sack him at the end.
Yeah, Lewis is going to decide to retire.
Yeah,
right. But Lawrence Stroll tempts him back with a large amount of money. So Lance Stroll can have another chance against another world champion, because he's now been against Vettel. He's going to be against Alonso, and now he's going to get a chance against Lewis.
So basically, what he's trying to do is collect Infinity Stones so that his son can drive against former world championships. Okay, that's some kind of sick wet dream, isn't it?
Danny Rick replaces Perez mid-season.
Oh my God, we haven't talked about that. But Danny Rick has been announced as the third driver at Red Bull, which is an interesting way to say reserve driver.
We like you. We like to have you hang around.
Yeah,
but we're not really sure what we're going to do with you yet.
But it keeps him in the paddock, keeps him front of mind, which will be super important for getting back on the grid.
Yeah,
but that's an interesting one.
And Mick Schumacher as well. He's did he reserve driver at Mercedes?
Yeah. Okay.
Is that his official title? Yeah. So we got Mick Schumacher as well. He managed to stay in.
Yeah.
In some form or another.
reserve
I'm
driver.
trying to
Yeah.
think, do I have any other spicy takes? Oh, let's go for the rookies. Right.
Okay, let's talk about them.
We got 3 new rookies, right? But
Right.
arguably, I'm not sure if one of them counts. So we got Nick de Vries in the AlphaTauri.
Yep.
Oscar Piastri in the McLaren. And Logan Sargent in the Williams.
Yep.
Now, Nick has obviously already done a race. Was it a race or 2? Can't remember now.
He definitely did Monza. I'm drawing a brain fit. I don't remember anything I can look up.
Albon decided to have his appendix explode.
Yeah, dummy.
So is Nick a rookie? I don't know. Maybe it's going to be his rookie season, isn't it?
Yeah.
So right, Nick de Vries versus Yuki Tsunoda at AlphaTauri. Who's going to come out on top?
I don't know, man. I think Yuki's still kind of volatile. I want to see Yuki come out on top of that one because that will mean that they're like, all right, he's the real deal. And then, but if Yuki beats him, I think Nick's done.
I really like Yuki.
Me too.
But I'm swaying more towards Nick.
Okay, I see that one as well because like
just on vibes.
Yeah, on vibes. We do anything other than
Nick
vibes?
De Vries won Formula E, didn't he? So
yeah, but I think he was
he's not a slouch.
But I think he's a bit all over the shop as well.
Who cares about Formula E anyway?
Everything or nothing. Did you know Formula E starts this weekend? I think. I had no idea.
I did know that actually.
You did? Okay, well, I had no idea because I
spend far too much time on Twitter.
Okay, all right. Touch grass, mate. Touch grass.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm not doing that for my New Year's resolution.
Okay, in the McLaren, we've got Oscar Piastri. No, I'm sorry. He's driving for Alpine, isn't he? No, wait, no. Sorry.
You announced that without his permission.
Sorry.
Whatever the tweet is.
Piastri v Lando. I think Lando smacks him. But I think...
okay. I don't know about smacks.
All right. So here's the thing: does he destroy him, or does Piastri hold his own?
Is it controversial to say? No, I don't think so. But I think Oscar's gonna be a lot closer to Lando than what Danny was.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. Like if he's spends a whole season struggling as much as Daniel did with that car, that's gonna be very bad, and you're starting to wonder. It's like this is the dude that aced F3, F2. And he's rocking up into the big leagues and he's dominated everybody.
Yeah. I mean, if he does, if Piastri beats Lando, then I think that's major.
Yeah, that's not to say, that doesn't say that Lando's trash. I think Lando's excellent. That says that Piastri's probably the real deal.
They're all fucking trash, every single one.
Yeah.
All of them on the grid. They're all mid and washed.
Yeah. All right. What do we got left?
Logan Sargent versus Albon in the Williams.
Ooh.
To me, right, this is going to be a Mick Schumacher versus Mazepin situation because I think that car's just going to be trash this year.
Yeah.
I really don't know how you're going to compare these two.
I think Albon's going to smack him around. I don't think he's going to Latifi dumpster him, but I think Albon's actually solid. I think
Albon's got that dog in him.
Yeah, Albon's a fucking dude. He's got a lot of experience. He's super mature. He's had his guts stamped out of him. I think he's got it in him.
I think he's come back a refreshed man after his Red Bull shunt, as it were.
Yeah, I think, and he's got rid of his appendix, so he's lost a couple, like...
It's true, yeah.
100 grams
Was it you that worked out what the lap time would be?
Yeah.
Was it like 0.002 or something?
0.000. It's like 4 zeros or something, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See, cutting edge analysis.
It was like a couple tenths of a millisecond of lap time from that appendix being moved. But he could have had an abnormally large appendix because those do vary quite a bit, medically speaking. This is such a bullshit podcast, man.
Yeah. But if you're still with us and if you're new and you're going to stick with us,
if you're still on the toilet and your legs are fully asleep, it's time to go back to your desk. I know you hate your job.
People are asking about where you are.
Exactly. But anyway, I think that wraps up the first episode of Engine Braking for 2023. You got anything else to say?
Welcome back, baby.
You got what's your plan for the next couple of weeks? What's going on with you?
I have no fucking plans whatsoever.
Okay, are we going to get any Engine Mode 11 YouTubes right now, or are we sleeping? We're chilling?
Actually, you know what? I do have a plan, and it's for this year.
Talk to me.
One of my New Year's resolutions is to do more cooking, right? Because I don't do a lot of cooking.
Okay.
and I'd like to learn to do a bit more cooking. So
Yeah, dude.
my
Let's
New
go.
Year's resolution this year is to do.
Your wife's in there like this. She's like, "Oh yes," because you've been
Yeah.
posting some pictures on the
I've
on the
done some.
internets, man.
I've
Looking
done
good,
some, yeah.
bro.
I got a new chopping board and knife set for Christmas.
W. It's
Right,
good. That's
so-
good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm
I
bringing
like it.
out
I'm into
Gas Mark 11.
Gas Mark 11, bro. Scorch
and,
it.
I'm going to try to do a dish from every country that we're racing at.
Dude, that is actually cool. We should introduce that segment on here as well. We should talk about it.
Yeah, so if I come on to do a podcast and I look like I've been throwing up a lot, it hasn't gone well.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, what was what was that chicken sashimi again? Oh no, Dan. That's
So
awesome.
there we go.
Yeah.
Gas Mark 11.
British GP beans on toast. Get the fucking beans. Oh
Yeah,
my
for the
god.
British Grand Prix, I might just stand outside the gate and do a full English breakfast on a cooking stove.
Yeah, I love that.
Just
Love that.
live stream it.
Let's rock and roll. So I'm going to keep rocking and rolling on Brrrake F1 on YouTube and TikTok. I've got a bunch of things coming soon. We've got a Sebastian Vettel career video that I'm going to be releasing next week. I'm so hyped about that because that was really cool to go relive his career. I'm streaming on Twitch several days a week playing Escape from Tarkov, and we're going to start adding Formula One watch-alongs in the build-up. We might do a little bit of testing watch-along or just maybe a testing summary where I present the analysis. I don't know. I don't know if I want to watch testing. Maybe we'll do like I don't know.
One of us will do it.
Somebody will do a watch along for that. But
Because I got nothing better to do, let's be real.
me neither. No, but that's it. So be sure to check us out. We'll drop the link for the Discord. You guys can help us pick out some of the rules and segments for the World Destructors Championship, which George Russell definitely won last year. And we'll get the new fraud watch ladder going, and we're gonna have a great
like and subscribe, and tell your nan, and also big up your local butcher in the comments.
Yeah. All right, you guys have a great day. Thank you for supporting this podcast. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll have another episode in probably 2 weeks.
Sure, why not?
Hopefully something interesting happens.
Hopefully we don't catch COVID again.
Yeah, that would be terrible. All right, you frauds. We'll see you soon.
Fuck off.